находится. Это вампир. Мы продолжаем. Лечим. Короче, пошли всех лечим. Все у нас тут цветущие заболели. Ничего не скажешь?
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
Давай, чем-то может быть полезно. Общие вопросы.
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
Но у вас просто нет выбора.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you
Лет
arrived
8
here?
точно.
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
Ну да, как маленькому ребенку разъясняет, а он дурак не понимает.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail within the hospital?
I don't have time to listen to all the idle gossip that floats in these halls, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have had run-ins with the law?
Doctor, you've hardly been here and you're already questioning the moral fortitude of the staff.
Подозрительная личность, я вам
I'll see you
скажу.
later, Nurse Crane.
Пока, Крейн. С тобой еще пообщаемся. Мужик. Если смысл с ним говорить? Да, он болен, надо с ним поговорить.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Но льстить мы ему не будем.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Я же говорила, мужик
And
консерватор.
what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
Нонсенс.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
В смысле, почему мы же... Типа, блин. Почему мы не можем их лечить? Мне вот интересно. чем проблема? Ладно, давайте побегаем поисследуем. Хотя нет, не будем бегать исследовать. Я хочу понять, почему не могу их вылечить. Переутомление. В чем проблема? Что скажешь?
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick. Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Есть ли смысл вообще осмедовлять? Да.
Goodbye for
Пока,
now, Mr.
Фидик.
Fiddick.
Пока,
I'll see you
Фидик.
later.
Ну, все-таки, наверное, ну, ты знаешь, сейчас... можно я вернуть мне камеру, пожалуйста? Спасибо, жизнь. Мы, наверное, дальше. Господи, как? Я не знаю, что мы делаем. Ладно, пойдем побегаем тут. Пожалуй. Что скажешь?
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Ну, Типец классный просто. Он хороший мужик. Типец ничего нам сказать
Have
не
you
хочет.
heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Goodbye, Dr.
Ладно.
Tibbets. Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Ясно, как это
Very
работает.
ridiculous, dear colleague.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Пока, Типец. Я, короче, поняла, как это работает. Женщина, что скажешь?
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine as soon as I can get some sleep.
Поняла, как это
Nurse,
работает.
you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Стоп.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Что-нибудь скажешь?
Have you heard rumors of anything underhand going on here at the hospital?
No, Doctor. Never.
Хорошо.
Goodbye, nurse.
Не лезу.
Call me if you need assistance.
Goodbye. Можно мне вернуть мою камеру? Пожалуйста, игра. Проблемы с камерой какие-то постоянные. Сюда сгоняем. Никого. Кто-нибудь есть? Никого полезного. Вот мужик.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Да пошел ты, на!
You need my assistance.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
На.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Я ночной
Thank you
работник,
for your
завались.
time. We'll talk later.
Пока. Ты мне не нравишься в любом случае.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
Пока.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
Крейн, пока. Можно мне мою камеру, умоляю. Спасибо, жизнь.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
На
You
лекарство.
are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Мы вылечили его, ее и кого? Его. Его матери тоже помощь нужна.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
На.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Пока.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Пока, Госвик. Можно мне мою жизнь, пожалуйста, камеру мне, спасибо.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if my missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Видишь, как все
Goodbye for now,
замечательно,
Mr.
мужик.
Fiddick.
Видишь, как
I'll
все
see you later.
прекрасно.
I will not let you down, my boy. I'm so tired.
Так, кто? Вот эту всю мы колонку вылечили, эти два остались. Эти два, этот вылечен, этот остался. На улицу мы не идем, соответственно.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Эти болтают, пусть болтают. Ты кто? Вот, тебе нужна помощь.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Средства от простуд.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Пока. Средства от простуды. Средства от простуды. Мужик, стой.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Да.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
На.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. But thanks anyway.
Да, пожалуйста, мужик. Пожалуйста. Так. Так, никого тут нет. Вот, тот мужик, короче, болеет. Но давайте мы сначала поболтаем с этим. Что скажешь?
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need more information first.
All right. What do you want to know?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, got that fear in London now.
Ну да, Лондон крысы. Средства от простуды.
I will see you later. What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere.
Грустно.
Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Хорошо.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Понятно. Расскажи,
What
как
caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears,
Фу.
with fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't.
I
You have
don't
no
know.
idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh.
Имеет вообще-то. Ну, отчасти.
Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Goodbye.
Грустная жизнь.
Take care of yourself.
Пока, мужик. Где второй? А кому еще нужна помощь? Ему, короче, нужна помощь. Этому уже не нужна. Этим двум. Давайте поговорим с ним.
Hey, Doc.
Для начала
You're lucky
спросим.
to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Ну, понятно, у него
I will
анемия.
see you later. What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to buy.
Логично.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
A lucky charm. I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the really dirty business comes around.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to
Понятно, это задание
me,
от
I'd be
него.
really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox. I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'll be surprised if you manage to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
Весело живем. Пока.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Клей Кокс, у меня к тебе такой вопрос. Мы тебе чё? А мы о нем все знаем. А мы его сожрем. Только давайте мы сгоняем, сохранимся. Что нам нужно? Средства анемии от головной боли, получается. Куда нам, куда, господи, нам на второй этаж, нам к нам в комнату, и там мы и закончим вообще все в этой жизни. Там мы и закончим. Да? Да. Так. Хинин нам нужен, короче. Пневмония. О, я не посмотрела, что нам еще нужно. Пекинин и пармагна... Сложные названия, какие пармагнат калия. Надо сохраниться. Чистовым кровь получаем прикус. Ага. Это вообще хорошо. Сейчас посмотрим, как мы исправили ситуацию. Не, ну хорошо исправили. Стабильная, хорошо. Анемия, простуда, переутомление. Значит, что? Я бы сейчас, конечно, закончила тут. Так что всем пока. С вами была Китти Китс. Еще увидимся. Его восхитительные голоса. Не туда нажал.